Hello to all my friends out there in YouTube land. It's your good buddy Philtastic Phil here. Welcome back to the channel. I figure I had a few minutes. I'm going to tell you what I've read recently, not this week, but this past week plus. Wrapping up the X-Men stuff. I read the From the Ashes Marvel Spotlight. I normally wouldn't review anything like this, but it's a preview. To be honest, it sold me on a couple books that I was like, I'm going to pass on, but it didn't really do much to make me more excited for the things that I wasn't going to check out. All in all, I'm a little bearish, I guess you could say, on the X-Men. We'll say From the Ashes era. I really don't like some of the stuff I've heard Tom Brevoort talk about. So we'll check that out and see how it goes. So I did read Phoenix issue 1. This is just okay. Interesting concept. There is a great moment in here between Phoenix and Cyclops that it was done okay, and I'm glad that it was done okay, because if not, it would have come off as, to date myself, Three's Company when Suzanne Summers left the show, but she still had a contract, so every now and then you'd see Ritter like pick up the phone, like, oh hey, it's a call from Chrissy, or I think that was her name, right? And it'd be like an awkward kind of like a phone call thing. That's kind of what it could have went like. That I'll be honest with you, it did border on that, but it was done okay. I like Stephanie Phillips, the writer, a lot. I'm probably going to check out the next issue and hope that it improves. I did jump into Ghost Machine. Redcoat #1. Redcoat was one of the titles I was most excited to read from Ghost Machine. Actually, I'm going to show you. I also read, yes, issues 2, just to do back to back. Interesting concept. The delivery wasn't quite what I was expecting, but I like it. I'm here for it. I like the inclusion of a young Albert Einstein at the end, and I do kind of like this kind of villainy. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, Ben Franklin is somehow involved as an enemy in this, which I guess makes sense because he is the red coat. And I'm kind of curious to see exactly how this all ties into the greater Geigerverse, why don't we say. It sounds like young Albert Einstein has something on that, but I'm excited to check that out. I'm going to say that that was a good read. Next, I read Geiger's issue #3, issue #4. I think issue 5 just came out. Both were good reads. Geiger has become like an old faithful, so to speak, I think, among Ghost Machine and really among Image Comics in general. It sounds on the surface like a pretty basic kind of concept, nuclear man walking across the earth after his family is seemingly killed in this cataclysmic war. But it's just done so well that you can't help but to sit back and enjoy it. So that was definitely a good read. Next was a book that I'll be the first one to say, yeah, I crapped on, not literally, when I read the Ghost Machine previews, but I was really, really surprised how much I liked this. This was Rook. This is the 3rd printing. Excuse me, Rook Exodus. It's issues 1, issue 2, and issue 3. I think that's all from them. Yeah. Yeah, look, I at first was not excited by the preview that was in that Ghost Machine, why don't we say, anthology that came out a little while ago. It kind of, the whole thing kind of came off as like a bunch of Power Rangers to me, like they're all after some animal. Reading the first issue definitely hooked me in. It does feel kind of like a mix between a sci-fi film and a murder mystery, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So that probably, I'm not going to say it was really good. That was probably my pick of the week if I had to call one. But yeah, we'll say good. Not a must read, but as close to must read as you can get, if that makes sense. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, if I had to do it, yes, I'm overly explaining, it'd be like an 8.8. No, I can't quantify what'll get it to the 9 or the 10. And the last thing I read was, I shouldn't say the last thing. Was it? Hold on. Oh no, not yet. She-Hulk's issue 8 and 9, I think number 10 is coming out this week, which I think concludes the series. These were actually really good issues. So overall, it was a good reading week for me. She-Hulk has been that kind of a weird book where if you don't want big action, but you want story and a little bit of action, here's the place to go. And this continues that trend, but just kind of like Geiger, it's done so well. And it really does a good service to the character. I do like actually how her and Jack of Hearts kind of end issue 9. You know, if there was, or issue 9, honestly, I'll say this, it is like it is basically very much a superhero romance without tipping one way or another too much. Actually, I want my wife to read that. I had just forgotten about that, just to see what her opinion was. The last thing I read, there's no physical of, because I left my iPad upstairs. I did decide to go back and read Dugan's entire run on Iron Man that I think just ended, or is ending. And I read that because it was kind of involving Krakoa and the fall of Krakoa and whatnot. Just because I felt like there was a lot that I didn't realize that was going on with Iron Man. I knew the whole thing with Emma Frost. I didn't quite understand how, I'm probably going to butcher his name, not Feng Shui, Feng Long. No, wait, Feng Long I think was from Street Fighter. Anyway, the character from Orcus, how he exactly got control of Stark Industries. It was just, they were just okay reads. They were meh, to be honest with you. I feel like as good as Dugan could be, he's hit or miss for me. And this was somewhere in the middle. You know, I thought it was serviceable, but the whole run itself just kind of felt like he was going through the motions. And then towards the end of the run, when Iron Man is fighting Feng Long, we'll say, it's just, it feels like it boils down to your basic superhero knuckle fest type of thing. He shoots fire for some reason, and you know, there's no explanation. Is he, you know, he's a machine? Is he a mutant himself? Because he's got this fire breath and weird kind of orangey pink skin color. And then before you know it, he's helping Iron Man fight Orcus, because Orcus had this big reveal that was kind of a limp ending in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, look, it's another chapter in the Iron Man saga. It's just something that I didn't find anything particularly entertaining or interesting that would say, hey, look, this is going to carry over, or this is something that's going to make a mark. It read honestly like this is a side mission. This is a offshoot of the X-Men book that perhaps we didn't really need. So for that, I'm going to say extreme meh. Not dumpster fire, but meh. So that is everything I read this week. Tell me what you think about what I read, and yeah, I'm behind. If you don't know, I'm perpetually behind. And tell me what you read. Any recommendations? Anything I should check out? Because it sounds like I might be taking a left turn on X-Men sooner rather than later. Don't know. I'm going to read them and let it marinate and see how that goes. But that's what I have for you today. Thanks for checking me out. Peace, love, and comics. Oh, almost forgot. Road to 1K giveaway. Just because it's looking at me right now. Hashtag She-Hulk for your entry. Later.